Good morning, children. This is the 7th part of French Revolution. In this part, I will explain you about 3 topics. First is Napoleon Bonaparte. Second, the role of women in French Revolution. And the third one is abolitions of slavery from the France. Now, the first topic I have to explain. You go through the study material given in the video. So, the first one, Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon was an important figure in the history of the world and played an important role in it. He was a versatile genius and a marvelous gifted man. He was a man with a strong physics, great physical power, sharp intellect and strong memory. He was a civilized and cultured person and a great writer and orator. He was not only a great conqueror but also an able administrator, organizer and great statesman that tendered useful service of the people of France who had suffered at the hand of revolution. He established a stable and orderly government and ensured political order in France. He regenerated the France on the basis of the principle of equality. He sets up a classless society by abolishing feudalism and serfdom. He followed the policy of religious tolerance and granted religious freedom to all. He introduced many useful reforms in his time. Now, the second topic, the role of women. From the very beginning of the revolution, women were active participants in the event which brought about so many important changes in French society. They hoped that their involvement would pressurize the revolutionary government to introduce measures to improve their lives. Most of women of the third estate had to work for a living. They worked as laundry dresser, sold flour, fruits and vegetables at the market, were employed as domestic servants in the houses of prosperous people. Most women did not have access to education or job training. Only daughters of nobles, wealthier members of the third estate could study at a convent, after which their families arranged a marriage for them. Working women had also to care for their families, that is, cook food, fetch water, queue up for bread and look after the children. Their wages were lower than those of men. In order to discuss and voice their interest, women started their own political club and newspaper. The Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women was the most famous of them. One their main demand was to women enjoy the same political right as men. Women were disappointed that Constitution of 1791 reduced them to passive citizens. They demand the right to vote, to be elected to the assembly, and to hold political office. The revolutionary government did introduce law that helped improve the lives of women. Together with the creation of state school, schooling was made compulsory for all girls. Their father could not longer force them into marriage against their will. Women could now train for job, could become artists or run small business. The fight for the vote was carried out through an international suffrage movement. During the late 19th and early 20th century, the example of the political activities of French women kept alive as inspiring the memory. Next, I am explaining about the abolition of slavery. One of the most revolutionary social reform of the Jacobin reign. All you know, the Jacobin, one of the most important political club during the revolutions. The Jacobinism was the abolition of the slavery in the French colonies. The colonies in the Caribbean were important supplier of commodities such as tobacco, indigo, sugar and coffee. The reluctance of the European to go and work in distant and unfamiliar land meant a shortage of labor on the plantation. So, to meet by a triangular slave trade between the Europe, Africa and the America. The slave trade began in the 17th century. French merchants sailed from the port of the Nantes too. Europeans bought slaves from local chieftains, branded and scalped. The slaves were packed tightly into ships for the 3-month-long journey across the Atlantic to the Caribbean port. There they were sold to plantation owners. The exploitation of slave labor made it possible to meet the growing demand in Europe market for sugar, coffee and indigo. The National Assembly held long debate about whether the rights of the man should be extended to all French subjects, including those of the colonies also. The convention, which in 1794 legislated to free all slaves in the French overseas possessions, however, turned out to be a short-term measure. Of 10 years later, Napoleon reintroduced slavery. Plantation owners understood their freedom as including the right to enslave African Negroes in pursuit of their economic interest. Slavery was finally abolished from the French colonies in 1848. Now, these are the three parts of this video, and you go through the chapter, read once and once, again and again, that you understand the meaning of this chapter. Okay, goodbye.